Hey guys, today we're celebrating the number 2. So I want to read a book for you from our library that's called Basketball Bells, How 2 Teams and 1 Scrappy Player Put Women's Hoops on the Map. But before I read the book, I want to show you in the back of the book, there's a timeline. And in 1891, that's when the game of basketball was first invented in Springfield, Massachusetts. And then in 1892, that's when a teacher at Smith College in Massachusetts adapts the rules of the game so that women can play. And that's what this book is about. It's about the very first basketball game that was played with 2 teams from colleges. All right, let's see what happens in the story. Basketball Bells, How 2 Teams and 1 Scrappy Player puts women's hoops on the map. Nobody can ever accuse me of being a girly girl. Sure, I can sashay around in a ruffled skirt, carrying a parasol if I have to, but I'm a lot more comfortable in breeches and spurs. My name is Agnes Morley. I grew up working on my family's ranch in New Mexico. Getting dirty came with the territory. My mother hoped that sending me to Stanford University would make me a lady. What would she say if she saw me now, hurrying through the streets of San Francisco to play basketball? I'm sure she'd prefer that I was going to tea on the arm of a handsome gentleman. Not today. In fact, there will be no gentleman at the game. Our opponents from Berkeley don't feel it's proper for women to perspire in front of men. I think that's silly. At Stanford, we play our games outdoors, where everyone can see. Some people feel women shouldn't play basketball at all. The game, of course, was designed for men. Then, Sanda Berenson, a teacher at Smith College in Massachusetts, adapted the rules to make it less rough for women. One thing she did was draw lines that divide the court into 3 sections. Women are assigned to a section and they have to stay there. In the men's games, players are allowed to run all over the court. I don't think anyone knows what to expect today. After all, this will be the first basketball game ever played between 2 women college teams. More than 500 ladies cheering at the top of their lungs welcome us into the arena. Actually, their behavior is anything but ladylike. The last time I heard such a roar, I was caught in a cattle stampede. As we take our positions, I block out the noise and study our opponents. It worries me that the Berkeley players are taller and heavier than we are. Out on the range, I've held my own against antelope and coyotes and even grizzly bears. But as a guard on our team, I'll have to stand up to 3 sturdy forwards charging their basket. Can I do it? It's time to find out. A hush falls over the crowd as the referee tosses the big, stuffed leather ball in the air to start the game. I stand alert, ready any time the sphere comes toward me. When I catch it, I whip it to Stella in the center of the court. She throws it to our forwards, so one of them can shoot at our basket. Sometimes, though, my opponents are too quick. Over and over, I find myself pushed onto the hard floor in a scramble for the ball. My opponents and teammates dive on top of me, and I am crushed under their weight. If women's basketball is a tamer version of the men's game, I'd hate to see how men play. Most of the action in the first half is across the court, near our team's basket. Midway through the half, Stella throws the ball to Maddie, one of our forwards, and she takes a long shot. Maddie's ball sails right in. We are ahead 1-0. We have the advantage now. 2 swift passes bring the ball into the hands of my teammate, Frances. But her shot misses. Worse, it knocks the basket off kilter. We have no choice but to get the janitor and his assistant to fix it. Out they come, the only men in the building. The assistant stares at us so intently he almost knocks the janitor off his ladder. When the basket is secured, the 2 men make a hasty exit. With the ball back in play, the momentum shifts. Berkeley's captain throws a stinging pass to one of her forwards. She launches a shot that lands right in the basket. Now we are tied, 1-1. For the rest of the first half, we try mightily to break the deadlock, but no one else scores. Berkeley comes back from the halftime break with even more energy. It seems that the ball is always whizzing around me as our opponents push to their basket. My teammates and I jump and lunge to stop all of their shots. Berkeley's guards play just as fiercely around our basket, and neither team scores. Suddenly, a piercing whistle stops the action. In our frenzied activity, both teams have committed fouls. Now one player from each team gets to take a foul shot. One of the Berkeley's forwards steps up to shoot. I watch helplessly. The rules forbid us from blocking foul shots. "Go, Edith," someone yells from the stands. She closes her eyes for just a second, as if to see the shot in her mind. Then she heaves the ball. It sails through the air and misses. Frances steps up for our team. The arena is so quiet, I can hear the wind rustling the American flag outside. Frances turns the ball around in her hands before launching it with terrific force. It flies toward the basket and drops right in. We are ahead 2-1. Our fans cheer wildly. The Berkeley faithful shot for their team to pull even. We struggle to keep them off balance, determined that Stanford will win the battle this day. Finally, time runs out. Victory is ours. We laugh and hug one another. Beside ourselves with joy, we even give a cheer for the other team, and they for us. What a sight we all are. Our hair is messy. Our bloomers are torn. Our faces are streaked with sweat. This might not be what my mother had in mind when she sent me to Stanford to become a lady, but I think that a lady can be tough and strong, as well as refined and polite. She can even play basketball. Happy Tuesday!